I could probably go to the web, or I can know people around me that know how to do diagnosing me for a doctor. When I've got a problem, I go to a doctor. I go to a specialist. Auspex is the specialist for the financial services for the franchise community.
Our main focus is the day-to-day operations and make sure that the restaurants are successful. So it's important to have that knowledge that they bring to the table.
Auspex has a great relationship with other vendors. They have a great relationship with banks. They have a great relationship with corporate. All of those three are very important.
That's where I believe they really add significant value, is understanding the devil in the details and understanding some of the things that a layman might gloss over.
You go to Auspex if you want to sell your restaurants. You can go to Auspex if you want to buy restaurants.
If you're looking to do an acquisition or borrow money or do debt replacement, restructuring, they know how to get it done and the best way to get it done and what would serve the client's best needs.
I've used Auspex for everything from debt placement to buying restaurants, selling restaurants, to advisory services, the whole kit and caboodle.
People will call me and say, I hear you use Auspex, tell me what they do for you. And it's almost, I'd rather tell them what they don't, because it's easier. I rely on them heavily.
As an almost billion-dollar business, I could choose to use whoever I want. I've chosen to use Auspex for a reason.
Wherever there's a need to try to get the transaction done and closed, they were very good at stepping in and help fixing those problems, coming up with alternative solutions, and being able to get the transaction closed.
They just understand the market really well. They understand all of the players, and they're a pleasure to work with.
They advise us in a way that helps us make better decisions, make better deals, and grow over time.
Initially, I had 7 stores. Auspex came in and they treated me as if I had 100 stores.
I went from 6 restaurants to 10 restaurants, and then a year later, I had 11 restaurants.
I have now 13 stores in all.
We own and operate 24 Taco Bells.
We have 27 locations.
61.
We currently have 68 stores.
We're just shy of 100 restaurants right now.
We have over 100 restaurants.
We have 106 restaurants today.
235 stores.
We have 760 restaurants scattered across the U.S.
I'm always bowled away with the differences in the clients that they have and how well they serve all of them.
I'm obviously not the only customer, but you know, in my mind, it seems like I am when I work with them.
I mean, they're not here to go, okay, I've got my check deals done and move on. They want to make sure you're successful moving forward based on what they've advised and how they structured things.
They not only have the trust of the customer, but they have the trust of the financial institutions, and I've heard that over and over again.
If we would have found that the information or expertise or experience or strategy that they've given us wasn't executable, didn't work, we wouldn't use them. But it has worked, so we will continue to use them.
I started in this business in 2003 with 18 restaurants, and I got to 700 restaurants in a large part by their help. But I will say that the way they've treated me when I had the original 18 to the way they treat me today is the same.
They know how to maximize my business. They know my business better than I do. Our people that work in our office think Auspex actually are like upstairs and they work with us.
We consider them a part of our business. I mean, it's, you know, they're just that solid for us, that helpful for us.
It's not transaction driven, it's a relationship, it truly is. And Avino will even call me up and you know, and he'll say, hey, how's your family doing? You know, how's your father-in-law? But I mean, there's an emotional connection, which is really nice.
It's never this, we're working on this transaction for you. It's, you know, how can we help you? What are you working on? Have you thought about that? Have you thought about this?
Anything that I do going forward when I look at deals or transactions, the Auspex, typically the first call I make.
I called Chris the other day because I was buying a car, and he said, you know, you don't need me for this. And I said, well, I've called you for everything I've bought for the last 20 years. I might as well call you for this.
They have just become our trusted advisor, and I think that's what you want when you're doing one of these deals. Somebody you know is going to tell you the truth, that you can get hold of, and that you can count on to give you good advice.
I would recommend them to others who are not competing for the same deal we are.
Their name and what they've done, you know, kind of really speaks for itself. I mean, you see all the work that they've done and what they've accomplished. It's pretty amazing.
I always feel comfortable recommending them because I always go back to people that I recommended, and they always go, boy, that was a great recommendation.
They've been impeccable, honest, and trustworthy, and I would do the next deal with them as well.
With every transaction that we've worked on with Auspex, they've exceeded their goals by, you know, 50% or more.
There's no way I would be in the position that I'm in today without them.
They give us the results. They give us what we want.
I'm certain I would not have gotten as big as I am without their support. I'm 100% sure.
The opportunities are endless. They truly are. If you want to grow or even sell your business, I mean, I wouldn't even think twice about recommending a group like Auspex.